I'm Roxanne Glauser, Content Director for whirlidurb, and I want to welcome you to this episode in our Content Connection series, where we're going to be talking with educators from zoos and museums and cultural institutions about how they're using technology to support their educational initiatives and outreach from these organizations. So on this episode, we have Ann Hernandez, who is the Director of Programs from Ann Arbor Hands-On Museum in Ann Arbor, Michigan. So Ann, I hope you have better command of the language than I do today. Welcome.
Hi there. Thanks for having me, Roxanne.
All right. So as we get started here today, I want you to tell us a little bit about Ann Arbor Hands-On and kind of what you do there.
Sure. So Ann Arbor Hands-On Museum, we're in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and we are a science, math, technology. We focus on STEM or STEAM, as we like to add the arts into our presentations as well. But we're a museum, first of all, where tons of students and families come in to our museum. They get to push, pull, climb on exhibits here. But we also have a big variety of programs that we offer. And one method that we like to share our content with through is video conferencing. So our distance learning program is very popular.
Okay, so that is, I tell you what, I love things that I can push, pull, and climb on, and I love museums. Those are two of my favorite things to do. I'm always liking to make things. Now, I do have a question because I know kind of what it's like to have a field trip to a museum, and I'm imagining what it would be like to bring my kids to your museum, but you said y'all do this through video conferencing, and honestly, I'm thinking like, Skyping with grandma and things like that, or bringing in an expert, just talking to somebody. So if a class were to connect to you, would it be just like them watching TV?
It would be much more interactive than watching TV. So everything we do here, again, is interactive, is hands-on. So when we connect through video conferencing, we send a package ahead of time, a kit to the teacher, and in that kit are all the stir sticks and pipettes and ingredients they need for the experiments we're going to do. They get to keep those materials. There's enough for their entire class. All 30 students have those materials in front of them. So we connect at that time. Their materials are out on their table, my materials are on my table, and we do the experiments in live time. We also do a lot of kinesthetic activities. So you may be acting like a molecule, you may be dancing to show fractions, you're moving around, getting up, you're engaged.
Okay, because that's once they sit for just, so long, sometimes they can kind of lose interest there. Now, I love that. So we're going to get a kit, so the teacher's not going to have to go to Walmart at like 9:30 the night before your connection. That's what you're telling me?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And and we also try to use a lot of supplies that are very accessible if they want to expand on this or they want to do it again in their classroom. We try to send a lot of things that teachers can find on their own after the fact, or if the kid wants to come and share with their parents what they did today, they have those materials at home as well.
Nice. Okay, so tell me, and this is something we're always thinking about, is there's so much video content out there. You can learn all kinds of things from YouTube or Discovery Education. What is it about that real-time connection with you through video conferencing that you can use to create a powerful learning experience for our students? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I mean, it's just like what teachers are doing in real time in their classroom. When they have a lesson, they're not just talking straight through the lesson. They're not just a talking head. They're stopping and they're interacting and feeding off of what the students are saying and what they're asking, what questions they're asking. So we have that power in live video conferences. Instead of watching a YouTube video that's pre-planned, in live video conferences, a student can ask me a question, and then the whole course of the lesson might be shifted a little, if that's what everyone's interested in. We also have the chance to be a little more personal. So we can laugh a little. We can feed off of, again, I was talking about kinesthetic things. When we do our fraction interaction lesson where we're dancing, we're getting up and dancing. It's a fun moment. You know, we're laughing, we're talking about the, you know, Johnny, who is the pretty ballerina for that lesson. So it's just a lot more personal, and it has the students being in control of where the lesson can go.
Nice. Okay, you hit on some of the things that I personally believe about learning, and learning for students of all ages, that the teacher's role really is to react to the student and to kind of see where they are. We all know, I watch sometimes the Tonight Show, and when Jay Leno has Jaywalking All-Stars and asks adults about science, there's some misconceptions there. So does that ever come out in a program where you're able to kind of correct some of those misconceptions?
Yeah, sure. And, you know, many of the classes that we have, because video conferencing is so cool, teachers often invite parents to join in on those lessons as well, you know, to help out with the kids as well. So not only are we exploring concepts of science with the students, but also adults get to participate. And we've heard from a number of teachers or other adults that are in the room how much they didn't know about that certain subject, and how much it really, again, being hands-on and being interactive, how much it kind of locked in their memory and kind of put all the puzzle pieces together of concepts that they were aware of, but when you actually act something out, or you do that hands-on experiment, you learn a lot more.
Okay, that is, so reacting to student thinking, that being able to encourage curiosity. I heard from your answer responsive teaching. That is fantastic, because I think, you know, you have to kind of follow where your learners are going. And so many times I think we've kind of gotten to where if it's fun, it must just be play. And I think that's a great way to learn, you know, that laughing and engagement. Now, we're going to move into just kind of some of the, you know, types of programs, cost, grade levels. And as you're kind of telling us a little bit about what you have there, I heard you say parents coming in. Do y'all also do these types of connections for like a parent night? Have y'all ever done that with a school?
You know, we have done a few schools where they have, let's say a fair is going on in the other part of the school, and then they want to show off video conferencing, and we've had parents interact as well. But we've also done for just teachers. We'll do demos or lessons, talk to them about opportunities in video conferencing, or just talk to them about how to make their content engaging, a little more engaging. We're happy to share those ideas with adults, with teachers, or parents as well.
Oh, that's awesome. So now you're going to do for me some programs, some costs. Sure. I'm sorry, I talked right over you. Sorry, bad etiquette
No,
here.
That's fine. Sure, so we have programs from about pre-K or kindergarten up through 8th grade is really where we're focused. But this year we're actually offering a few extra programs in collaboration with another group here in Ann Arbor called Leslie Science and Nature Center, and they house live animals. So they bring them into our studio, and those programs go up to 12th grade. So anything that we do, actually, we're happy to modify it for the grade level. All of our programs are based in curriculum standards, national standards, as well as Michigan standards. But if a teacher says, you know, I really want to take the States of Matter and do it for my 9th grade class, we'd be happy to do that for them. And we have done that in the past. Now, our programs are 50 minutes long. Again, each program gets a kit. You also, in your kit, along with the supplies, you get pre and post activities. You get vocab, some background information that teachers can share with the students ahead of time, or they can, when they come back to the subject later on in the week or later on in the year, they have some lesson plans ready for them to come back to. We also have, again, we do demos, we do opportunities for just for teachers are available as well.
Okay.
And the cost for those, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
the cost for those programs are anywhere from about $135 to about $210.
Okay, awesome. And so let's see. So we gone over that. So the bulk of them pre-K 8th, and it sounds like all different types of science. And let me tell you what, anytime we have connected and the kids get to see live animals and do that scientific observation, that is, oh, they get very excited about that. Now, talk to me how to connect to you, because right now we're connected, you know, Life Size, Polycom, Tamberg, the 323 systems. Talk to us about how you can connect with schools.
Sure. So we definitely use the 323 systems for our programs. So that might be a classroom going into you know, a certain media center that has this equipment set up, or sometimes the equipment's on a cart and it rolls into your classroom. But there's some easier ways to connect as well. So we, for this school year, are just starting, the company's called Field Trip Zoom, and it basically bridges the equipment in the classroom to our equipment here. So a teacher in the classroom could have their laptop and a webcam and microphone set up, and then we can use our 323 system, which allows us to do things like the blue screen. We have the blue screen behind me here. I might be able, in that same conference, without the teacher changing anything, I'm able to come over to some content, show what's on my document camera so we can do dissections together. I might also be able to pull up things like my PC. So all those things are possible with our 323 system, but connecting, an easy connection for the teacher in their classroom.
Oh my gosh, that is, I think right there what you've said is best of both worlds, because we want to keep the teachers, you know, in their classrooms because that's their natural habitat. I'm going to use the science analogy there. And also to be able to have, like we have the green screen in our studios and having the document camera and the PCs hooked in, that really, you can create a much richer just teaching environment that way. Okay, love to hear that. That is so exciting. Now, let's see. So we've got all kinds of science things from you. Hands-on. Now, does every program come with a kit? I forgot to ask that.
Every program does, yes.
Okay, so that sounds like that really is like a miniature curriculum package. So you're getting everything to teach that lesson. All right, yes. So it is time for me to just turn it over to you. It is the shameless self-promotion time. So you tell us how we can find out more about Ann Arbor Hands-On Museum.
Sure. So let me actually switch back to my PC so you can see our website. So our website, the address is www.aahom.org. So that's initials for the Ann Arbor Hands-On Museum. And on our website, you can go click on Experience, go down to Programs, and from there you can get our distance learning information. So you can click on the Distance Learning button, More Information here, and in that More Information, it tells you all about what's included for the programs. It tells you how to register, and it also lists all the programs that are available. So you can see some of the ones with live animals, you can see the math, you can filter through any of those programs. And even when you click on one of those programs, it gives you a list of the standards that are met there, some ideas for some vocabulary and some of those things that might come in your kits. Another great way to get information about what we do here is to join our Ed Bulletin. It's an e-newsletter. It comes out once a month, and it's just for teachers. So we're telling you about really cool new programs. Each e-bulletin comes with an idea for something to try out in your classroom. So you get a little blurb about how to make your own Play-Doh or creating habitats. That the kids can talk about animal adaptations and where animals live. So all of that comes in our e-newsletter, our Ed Bulletin. So that's definitely something you could try to sign up for. And you can contact us at distancelearning@aahom.org to get any information about that Ed newsletter or any information about our programs. We're happy to respond to you that way.
Okay, that is, I've made notes. I'm going to put all that in our show notes. Now, as we wrap up today, I notice you have an assistant that I have not mentioned, I haven't asked about yet, but and you haven't mentioned either. So could you introduce your partner there?
Yeah, this is Harold. And Harold really loves science, and he likes to join in on a lot of the experiments that we do. He also really likes to dress up. So he's wearing his tutu now. He also, for our show about water, our lessons about water, he wears a lifeguard outfit. When we do things like fossils, he has his own Indiana Jones outfit. So he likes to dress up. He's always around in the room somewhere.
Nice. Well, I'm glad I just let you introduce him, because I was going to guess that Harold was a girl from the tutu. So I will not make that mistake again. All right. So my name is Roxanne Glauser, and this has been another episode of our Content Connections. And our guest today was Ann Hernandez from the Ann Arbor Hands-On Museum with her partner, Harold. And so I just want to thank you so much. And remember, we want to encourage everyone to be creative, be engaged, and be connected. We have amazingly powerful technologies that can enable you to do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.